When it comes to getting consumers out of gas guzzlers, there has been a lot of attention focused on electric cars, things like the Chevy Volt or the Nissan Leaf. But there is another electric vehicle the White House has been pushing, a vehicle that isn't generating quite as much of a buzz as those EVs. Clean Sky's Dan Goldstein this morning is taking a look at the return of the humble streetcar.
What was once old is now new again. The streetcar, which hasn't run in the nation's capital since 1962, is coming back.
We have begun to lay down the lines which will once again hold streetcars in Washington, D.C.
2 miles of new line are coming to Washington, starting in 2012 at a cost of $68 million, part of what may become an 8-line network. If the new streetcars have a European look, it's because they are. They're built by Innoconn Trams of the Czech Republic, and they're designed to be more narrow and more maneuverable in traffic so they can share the road with cars.
It completely transforms the way a city functions.
City planners like Scott Kubley of the District Department of Transportation say they need streetcars because most public transit systems in the city are at or near capacity. Electric streetcars like these in New Orleans have lower emissions than buses. And because streetcar lines don't move, Kubley sees them as a way to spur development and halt sprawl. That means less cars.
It's not just allowing people to take the streetcar, but it's allowing a dense enough development and fostering dense enough development that people aren't just taking the streetcar. Maybe they're walking somewhere. Maybe they're getting a bike sharing membership with our Smart Bikes program, and so that they're taking a bike trip. But it just creates an environment where people can get out of their cars and sort of live without them.
While the district is funding this project out of its own pocket, the Obama administration wants other cities to follow the district's lead, and they're putting up money to make that happen.
We are reclaiming our past by rebuilding our future.
Earl Blumenauer, a Democrat from Oregon, has long backed streetcars. And this year he got the White House to back nearly $130 million for streetcar projects nationwide. Now cities like Charlotte, Cincinnati, Fort Worth, St. Louis, and Tucson are all building streetcar lines thanks to Uncle Sam.
You can do this quickly, cheaply, and effectively. Your city a century ago was built around the streetcar.
Bill Millar, who heads the American Public Transportation Association trade group, says the White House support for streetcars is unique among administrations, who've often backed more fuel-efficient cars but left intercity public transit in the slow lane.
We are seeing an administration that not only is adopting policies that are friendly to public transit, but wherever they can are funding projects that will improve mobility for Americans, but at the same time help cities and communities revitalize and grow.
And a move to streetcars could create jobs as well. While these cars designed for the District of Columbia had to be imported, Innoconn Trams will license the production of the cars to United Streetcar of Portland, Oregon, the first cars to be built in the U.S. in 60 years, meaning the next streetcar you see may look European, but could be built in the USA. In Washington, Dan Goldstein, Clean Skies News.
Along with those streetcar grants announced last year, the Department of Transportation also announced nearly $150 million in grants just last month. This will be funding for other so-called urban circulators. This includes money for new buses and for transit facilities.